Hello and welcome to a very special episode of the Epic Car Show. Now I'm absolutely buzzing for this one today because I get to try out Poundland's car care range and we get to see if they're truly capable of competing with the big boys. Now we have a whole range of car cleaning bits, most of which have highly hilarious or offensive names, whichever way you look at it, but nevertheless I was eager to get testing on lots of different cars. So being a Poundland special, I didn't want to go too flash, but luckily me and my dad found a creepy abandoned barn with a car that just so happened to be sitting there. So the first car up for testing is the Ferrari 355 F1 Spider. And joining me today for this cleanup is none other than my dad. Yes, this guy is my dad. And with my skills and his, whatever this is, combined, we make the ultimate self-employed superheroes, also known as the Carvengers. We've got a couple of products that I am going to be using. I'm not going to be going through the entire Poundland range because that's just too much torture for one car. But we are going to be trying out this car shampoo, which actually looks suspiciously like cow piss. Here we go, wish me luck. Oh my god, it's so runny, it's so watery. Okay, so it wasn't abandoned, in fact it was just covered in bird poo and dust. But we started off by giving the Ferrari a rinse followed by a shampoo. And before you have a hissy fit saying this shampoo would destroy the paintwork, I can confirm that this Ferrari has had more protection than Prince Harry and Meghan, so I was pretty optimistic the paint wouldn't drop off. So Dad's using the £1 wash mitt, and in all honesty I have used a fair amount of these in the past and they are very light, but they don't hold a lot of water, so you will be sticking your hand back in the bucket every few seconds. So while he used the wash noodle, I reverted back to my trusty wash mitt. The shampoo cost a matter of pennies per wash and it did have a funky smell to it. It kind of reminded me a bit like washing up liquid. So the cleaning power was good enough for the Ferrari, but after trying it a few other times in the direct sunlight, it did struggle compared to your major retailer brands. In my hand I have the latest innovation from Poundland, and you can basically spray it on anything that shouldn't be seen. So we're going to be using it on the wheel arches. I think for the wheels we're just going to shampoo it because this car has just sat around for about a year now, so I think paintwork wise it's alright, so we can get away with the shampoo. But this, I'm going to try it on the arches and just see what happens. I don't think I've got the balls to try it on anything else yet. It's broken already, look at that. Unbelievable. It doesn't even work. After trying it on the arches, I opted to give it a whirl on the tyres and followed up with a shampoo on the wheels, and it didn't really remove any of the previous tyre gel. As you can tell by my tone of voice, it wasn't good fun, and the weatherman didn't have much better news for me either. F***ing bollocks weather. So we successfully managed to wash and dry the car with no hassle whatsoever, and to be fair, I was quite pleased with it. But now we're going to try out the wheel cleaner. Now I'm not obviously going to try this out on the Ferrari because it really didn't need it. But luckily my dad's here with his Kia Soul, so we're going to give that a go and see how it performs. This is my dad's Kia Soul, and as you can see by his face, it's definitely a babe wagon. This wheel cleaner was more like shaving foam, and I left it on for a few minutes to dwell before giving it a brush and a rinse. Wheel cleaners can be very expensive, so I had my fingers crossed for this one. And at a time when we all need something special to work, could this be the one moment where we find the best value for money wheel cleaner ever? Oh my god, that is shit. If I'm brutally honest, this wheel cleaner is diabolical, and come and take a look at the wheels. Oh my god. So it's not... So now let's try out some of the interior products. Now I've got this duster which looks suspiciously like a wheel woolly, but the great thing about this is I've got, like, I'll give you a perfect example. I've got a Ford S-Max right here, so the dashboard is incredibly long and I can't always reach the end, or if I can, it is a bit of a struggle. But with this, it's telescopic, so it's perfect. I can reach all the way to the end. I've not even got to break a sweat. I can reach all the little end bits here, get right in the corners, get some of the cobwebs off. For £1, that is a fantastic tool to have. And part of me sort of wishes that I'll give this a go as like a wheel brush, because at the end of the day, if you're going to be spending £1 on one of these, you're not exactly going to worry if it breaks. And if you're cleaning really old bangers, I'm not going to say go use this on a brand new Bentley because it will probably cause scratches, but at least give it a go. If you've got an old car and you just want to get something that can get in between the spokes, this might be perfect. Time to try another foam cleaner now, and this one is an interior cleaner, also known as Instant Valet, which is totally safe on plastics and fabrics, and to be fair, I loved it and it worked wonders on the carpets. But with the trim it was a little bit messy, but as soon as I wiped it up it left a nice matte finish. Now I'm not going to say it was perfect, but I think if you've got a car that's covered in dirt with all the grooves and gaps, it will do a very good job of lifting it all out. And you know what, this foam cleaner is so versatile, you can literally use it on anything. So while we're on the subject of foam, I think you know where we're going next. One thing to mention about this product, which some people may find misleading, is it's actually called snow foam shampoo. So basically, it's not like normal snow foam, it's actually a high foaming shampoo. But because they put the word shampoo in small below, technically they aren't breaking any laws. So don't buy this thinking you're going to have a foam party. It's just a shampoo that foams when you run it through a snow foam cannon, which all shampoos pretty much do anyways. And also, please don't expect this to be like a TFR or a pre-wash. It hardly removed anything, and I put a little bit extra in as well, and it still was pretty poor. The only thing I guess you could use this for would be to add a lubricating layer between the car and the wash mitt during the washing stage. Other than that, I won't be using it again, apart from maybe to clean my toilet. So far the products have been very hit and miss, but can the glass cleaner do any better? And can this glass cleaner tilt the tables back in Poundland's favour? So once again, this is a foaming cleaner, but I have to say this gets a yes from me because I actually thought it was pretty decent. This glass cleaner was tested on the usual fingerprints on the glass, and it did come off with its first attempt. Your own experiences may differ depending on the weather that you're working in, so make sure you do this ideally in the shade and out of direct sunlight. I'm really surprised. I honestly was expecting it to be made of raw sewage, but no, it's really good. So these are my cheapy brushes. You do get 3 for £1, and as you can see here, they are very cheap and cheerful, but what you can do, and they also sell this in Poundland as well, is get yourself some insulation tape, because what you can do is you can wrap up all the metal parts around it. So these brushes, although they are very handy, you can still cause scratches on the trim, so you've got to be very careful on the certain areas that you do apply this to, because the last thing you want to do is scratch your car up and have a customer have a go at you saying that's what you've done, and explaining to them that you're using Poundland brushes is probably not the best thing to do. Moving back into the interior, and this time round I'm trying the pink stuff. No, it really is called the pink stuff, and this is a multi-purpose cleaner, and I'll be honest, I have no freaking idea what is in this cleaner, but because I had a smelly old farm car, I thought I'd go nuts with the spray, and using that alongside with the brushes and the microfiber cloth, it actually cleaned up quite nicely. Now only time would tell if I really did bugger it up, but my first impressions are awesome. So these interior wipes, they're antibacterial, so they're great for the steering wheel, but let's see what happens, because one of the problems a lot of people say about wipes like this is once they've dried, they go all sticky, and then you get sticky fingers, and nobody likes sticky fingers. Well, depends what mood you're in. So we tried out these brushes. Now they were pretty good for the heavy duty tasks. Now I've got myself a makeup brush. So these are really soft. They're going to be perfect for those Range Rovers. Like I said, the bristles on this are going to be so tough. So they are going to cause scratches. However, these are so soft and delicate. The odds of you actually causing any damage are so slim. But for doing like the little dials and the intricate areas, these are perfect, and you can get away with using these around the door edges and that on the outside as well. So they do have multiple uses, which is absolutely fantastic. The last product to test is the bumper spray, and this is one of those products I would never use in a million years because it's full of silicone, and it's a spray that you really shouldn't be using outside in the elements, because as soon as you start spraying it, all it's going to do is push around airborne particles. It's going to stick to the paintwork, and it is going to get very messy. Now, another thing to mention, as you can see in the footage here, yes, it did come out very greasy, and it does make your car look like it's been through a hand car wash. So this is one of those products I'm probably not going to use ever again. So you may ask yourself, why on earth did I make this video in the first place? Well, it's very simple. Now, you could have the best equipment, you could have the best chemicals, but if you're terrible at valeting, you're still never going to have a great finish on your car. Or alternatively, you could be using really rubbish products, but you could be really good at valeting, and you probably will be able to get a good finish. So at the end of the day, it's not all about the products, it's also the combination of how you go about using them. And then you've got to understand when the best time to clean your car, when you should do it, when you shouldn't do it. Is it too hot? Is it too cold? Have you got the right conditions? Have you got the right setup? Are you really organised before you even get started? There is so many things that you need to consider before you just go out and clean a car. It is not as easy as you think. But there is another major thing, and I really want to keep you here just for a bit longer because I really want to draw to your attention something that is going on within the detailing community that is very toxic, it's very bitter, and it is very negative, and that is the cyberbullying fact. And this is something that I am seeing quite a lot. You get new guys who join detailing groups. They call themselves whatever, Bob's Car Cleaning for example. They go on this group and say, look, I'm starting out, I need a little bit of help. You know, what's the best products you can use for this and that? What's the best equipment for people on a budget? Literally within seconds, millions of know-it-alls who think they're so high and mighty and superior will jump down on these poor guys who are starting out, and they literally batter them to death with negative comments. Oh, you shouldn't be a detailer. Shut up, who do you think you really are? At the end of the day, these are people who are reaching out for help. Give them help. Don't make fun of them. Don't just judge them because they're starting out. Maybe you don't know their situation. Maybe they're starting out because they've lost their job due to this virus that's been going on. There could be so many different factors. Even mental health could be a massive issue. So just make sure you understand what you're saying before you start typing stuff. It is very easy for people to go out there, type something, but you don't know what the other guy on the other end of that screen is dealing with. He could be suicidal, he could have mental issues. You've got to understand that. Just be kind to people, stop being negative, stop being horrible, just be nice and be supportive of people within the community. And if people make fun of you for using certain products, at the end of the day, send them over in my direction and say, look, Epic Car Show, he used Poundland products on a Ferrari. I'll see you later. Bye bye.